Welcome to Codex Tactics, where we explain 40k detachments in under 10 minutes. This is your 10-minute battle brief for Hallowed Martyrs, Codex Adepta Sororitas. So this detachment playstyle is a combined arms, multi-phase, tricks, and mechanics type of detachment. There's an ability to shoot and fight on death with a strat. Characters can stand back up with a strat. Vehicles can auto-explode with a strat. Sisters units can shoot back if shot at with a strat. You can reroll hits and possibly wounds in the fight phase with a strat. There's an ability to make a unit fight a specific unit within engagement range of that unit with a strat. And when many of these strats mechanics are triggered, the detachment rule will be in play. So it's very building upon. So the army rule for Sisters has changed a little bit. You gain 1 miracle dice at the start of each battle round. At the end of each phase, if one or more Adepta Sororitas units from your army were destroyed that phase. Each time you gain a miracle dice, roll 1d6. The number you roll is the value of that miracle dice. This value cannot be changed or re-rolled unless a rule specifically states otherwise. Keep your miracle dice to one side. This is your miracle dice pool. Performing an act of faith before making a dice roll for a model or unit in your army with the acts of faith ability. If you have 1 or more dice in your miracle dice pool, that unit can perform an act of faith. So basically, they're going to swap out dice for advance, battle shock, charge, damage, hit, save, or wound rolls. The detachment rule is each time a Sisters model makes an attack, if that unit is below starting strength, +1 to hit, and +1 to wound as well if that unit is below half strength. The enhancements, there is one enhancement for when the bearer is destroyed, gain D3 additional miracle dice. There's another enhancement that gives +1 attack, strength, and damage to the bearer's melee weapons, and +2 to those characteristics instead if the bearer has lost 1 or more wounds. There's an enhancement to reroll 1 miracle dice within the miracle dice pool. If that bearer's unit is below starting strength, you can reroll up to 3 instead. There's another detachment for the Canonist or Palatine only. Each time an attack is allocated to the bearer, you change the damage to a 1. Strats and abilities. For 1 command point, when a Sister's character is destroyed, discard 1 to 3 miracle dice, set up the last model in the unit destroyed back up, not within engagement range. Roll 1d3 plus 1 for each miracle dice discarded. That model is set up with that number of wounds remaining, not exceeding its starting value. You can't target Celestine, and you can't target the same character more than once per battle. For 1 command point, infantry or walker, each time an enemy is engagement range of this unit, the attacker must select this unit as the target of attacks. For 1 command point, you can reroll hits, and if below half strength, reroll wounds as well. For 1 command point, when a vehicle that was destroyed, you can automatically trigger the Deadly Demise ability. For 1 command point, fight on death if that unit has not fought this phase. For 1 command point, a Sisters unit that was destroyed by a shooting attack, that unit can return fire, but it must target the same enemy unit that it was targeted by. Key leader units to be aware of. Morven Vol moves 8, T7, 2 up save, 8 wounds, 4 up invuln. She leads Paragon Warsuits. She rerolls hits and wounds for Nundums. They have about a 36-inch range on ranged weapons. Don't get shot by this with the Warsuits, especially if you're T9 or less. She's good in combat as well. 5 attacks, strength 8, AP 2, 3 damage, or sweep attack at 10 attacks, strength 5, AP 1, 1 damage. When leading Paragon Warsuits, be aware of clapback. And ideally, she's going to stand back up with a strat once per battle. That's very, very powerful on this unit. Also, with the strat to make them fight this unit, if you're within engagement range of that, that can be very powerful as well. And there's also an ability to fight on death with a strat. Makes this unit very good in this detachment. Not to mention, finally, being able to shoot back if they're shot at with a strat. Super powerful as well. A couple other key leader units to be aware of. The Palatine can give lethals. Canonist can give rerolls 1s to hit and feel no pain against mortals and psychic attacks. Also reduces cost of a strat by 1. Also, the Canonist with jump pack has that ability as well. Dialogus removes Battle Shock and makes Miracle Dice an auto 6. Esther Thurman and Agatha Dolan give Devastating Wounds an additional Miracle Dice. Also, something to keep in mind is Celestine as well, having the ability to shoot back or fight on death, and also forced engagement, meaning if with that strat, if she's in engagement range with you, she could force you to fight her. That can be powerful on that unit as well. Other key units. Um, Units with characters that can stand back up and damage reduction available through enhancement. To stand back up, again, that's a strat. Any character in this army can stand back up once per battle. Exorcists are good indirect. They cause battle shock, and they're going to have 5-up deadly demise on any vehicles. Missiles are d6 attacks plus 2, strength 10, AP 3, d6 damage, or rockets, d6 plus 3, 3d6 attacks, strength 6, AP 1, 1 damage. The Castigator, a staple in most Sisters lists, 48-inch range, AP 1 increases AP by 1 for other Sisters units that target a unit that was hit by that unit. There's a battle cannon on there that they can take, 48 inches, blast, ignores cover, d6 attacks plus 3, strength 10, AP 1, 3 damage, or the auto cannons are going to be 4 attacks, rapid fire, strength 9, AP 1, 3 damage. Penitent engines equipped with flamers can advance and charge. Paragon warsuits are powerful in this detachment, as discussed earlier. Repentia fighting on death in this detachment are also super reliable. And shoot on death heavy weapons, dominions with scout and retributors. So if you shoot those units, be prepared to be shot at back. So the win path against this, in deployment, objective stealing tricks and stand-up mechanics are going to be kind of difficult to deal with sometimes. You only have to screen out Seraphim and Zephyrim units once per turn. They don't have an ability to return to reserves. Don't forget Seraphim can move 6 inches after shooting. There's many abilities in this detachment to break standard 40k rules that can make this matchup awkward. Multi-phase attacks, grenades, charged mortals, etc., long-range shooting, and finish off in melee. Those will help mitigate the shooting back and the fight on death and things like that. Be aware of return fire and fight on death, as just spoken about. Out-of-phase battle shock can prevent a lot of shenanigans due to most of these being strats, so if you have an ability to prevent out-of-phase battle shock, obviously when you're battle shocked, they can't use these strats to clap back at you. Execution-wise, the damage output on this detachment will increase if you leave units alive. Long-range damage is helpful, followed by melee to clean it up. Jump units are T3, Nundums and Vol are T7. The Nundum Brick and Vol will be difficult to shift in one phase. Bear in mind, Repentia will be ruling all hits and wounds while the Sister Superior is alive. Don't tangle with Vol and the Nundum Brick without first engagement. And likely backed by Exorcists and Castigators, as most Sisters lists tend to be. And Castigators, again, can grant additional -1 AP to the entire army if you're hit by one of them. So remember these items, and you should do well. Good luck.